Think about your happiest memory, the one that makes you smile every time it crosses your mind. Now imagine living it again, and again, and again, forever. Feels like heaven, doesn't it? Every detail perfect, every emotion just as intense, stretching into eternity. Those eyes you loved looking into, that laughter echoing through time, that moment when everything felt right with the world, all of it yours to keep forever. Now feel your stomach drop as reality sets in. Living that moment again means living everything else too. Every crushing failure, every humiliating mistake, every silent night spent wondering where it all went wrong. The universe doesn't let you pick and choose. It's all or nothing. Welcome to Nietzsche's most dangerous idea, the eternal return. Not just a philosophy, but a mirror that shows us who we really are. You're probably thinking this is just another philosophical thought experiment, something clever to discuss over coffee. The truth runs deeper. This idea has the power to change how you live. Right now, in this exact moment, look at your hands, feel the weight of your body, notice your breath. According to Nietzsche, this isn't just another fleeting instant. This moment, exactly as it is, will repeat forever. Every sensation, every thought, every choice you make right now etched into the fabric of eternity. Most people hear this and immediately start bargaining. They promise themselves they'll change, make their lives worthy of repetition. They'll start that business tomorrow, write that book next week, finally tell someone they love them soon. Nietzsche saw through this desperate scramble for meaning. We already live as if our choices don't matter, as if we'll always have another chance to get it right. We scroll through our phones during dinner with loved ones, assuming there will be other dinners. We postpone our dreams, treating time like an endless resource. This makes us weak. It makes us wasteful. Most dangerously, it blinds us to the weight of the present moment slipping through our fingers. Think about the last time you truly lived. Maybe it was years ago when you were a child lost in play. You weren't wondering if the game was important enough. You weren't calculating whether you were wasting time. You simply were, completely immersed in the moment, fully alive. These are the memories that haunt us, not because they were perfect, but because they were real. We remember them precisely because we weren't trying to make them memorable. This is where Nietzsche's idea becomes truly radical. The goal isn't to live a life so perfect it deserves repetition. The goal is to live so fully that repetition becomes irrelevant. Consider how we approach decisions. We gather data, make pros and cons lists, ask everyone for advice. We treat life like a math problem waiting to be solved. Meanwhile, our instincts, the very force that makes us truly alive, waste away. Nietzsche saw this happening in his time. We've perfected it in ours. We've created a world where every action needs justification, every feeling requires explanation, every moment must serve some greater purpose. Picture yourself on your deathbed. You're looking back at your life, but this time with a twist, knowing you'll live it all again, every single moment, exactly as it happened. No edits, no director's cut, just the raw, unfiltered story of your existence playing on repeat for eternity. What makes you uncomfortable about this thought? Is it the big mistakes, the roads not taken, the dreams left to gather dust? Look closer. Often, it's not the dramatic moments that make us squirm. It's the quiet compromises, the times we stayed silent when truth burned in our throats, the moments we played small to make others comfortable, the days we sleepwalked through life telling ourselves, there's always tomorrow. But what if there isn't? What if this moment, right now, is the one you'll relive forever? What if today isn't a rough draft but the final copy being printed in infinite editions? This is where most people misunderstand Nietzsche. They see the eternal return as a burden, a heavy weight crushing us with responsibility. They think it means every moment must be extraordinary, every choice momentous. Nothing could be further from the truth. The eternal return isn't about making every moment perfect. It's about embracing every moment, perfect or not. Think about someone you love, not the edited highlight reel you show the world, but the real person. The one who snores, who gets cranky when they're hungry, who sometimes says the wrong thing at exactly the wrong time. Would you erase these flaws if you could? or are they part of what makes them real, what makes them worthy of love? Now apply that same thought to your life. We're not talking about accepting mediocrity or giving up on growth. We're talking about something far more challenging, loving your life so completely that even its imperfections become essential. This is where Nietzsche's idea transforms from philosophical puzzle to practical wisdom. The eternal return isn't just about what happens after death. It's about how you live right now. When you're stuck in traffic, is it just dead time to endure, or is it part of your story, as worthy of attention as any other moment? When you're having a seemingly meaningless conversation, are you really there, or are you waiting for something more important to happen? Modern life has taught us to always be reaching for the next thing, the next achievement, the next purchase, the next relationship, the next moment. We treat the present like a waiting room, killing time until our real life begins. Imagine living that way forever. Always waiting, never arriving. Always preparing, never being. Always becoming, never simply existing. This is the trap Nietzsche wanted to free us from. The eternal return isn't a curse, it's a wake-up call. It's nature's way of saying, this is it, this is your life, all of it. What are you going to do about it? Look around your room right now. Notice the details you usually ignore, the way light falls through the window, the subtle sounds in the background, the rhythm of your own breathing. In a few seconds, you'll go back to your regular life. But something will have changed. A question will have taken root in your mind. If this moment is eternal, am I living it fully? This question changes everything. It transforms Monday mornings from something to survive into something to experience. It turns routine tasks from burdens into choices. It makes every interaction with another human being not just another transaction, but a moment that will echo through eternity. Some people will tell you this is too heavy a burden to bear. They'll say we need our illusions, our belief in second chances, our ability to say next time will be different. These people are missing the point. The eternal return isn't about getting everything right, it's about being fully present for everything that is. Think about the last time you danced, not for exercise, not to look good, but simply because music moved through you and your body responded. In that moment, you weren't wondering if you looked foolish. You weren't trying to dance correctly. You were simply dancing. That's what Nietzsche is pointing us toward. Not a perfect life, but an authentic one. Not a life free of mistakes, but a life fully lived. Not a life worthy of repetition, but a life so real that repetition becomes beside the point. Some people will tell you this is too heavy a burden to bear. They'll say we need our illusions, our belief in second chances, our ability to say next time will be different. These people are missing the point. The eternal return isn't about getting everything right, it's about being fully present for everything that is. Think about the last time you danced, not for exercise, not to look good, but simply because music moved through you and your body responded. In that moment, you weren't wondering if you looked foolish. You weren't trying to dance correctly. You were simply dancing. That's what Nietzsche is pointing us toward. Not a perfect life, but an authentic one. Not a life free of mistakes, but a life fully lived. Not a life worthy of repetition, but a life so real that repetition becomes beside the point. This brings us to the most powerful aspect of the eternal return. It's not just about how you live, it's about how you love. Imagine loving your life so completely that the thought of living it again brings joy rather than dread, not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. Every triumph, every failure, every ecstasy, every heartbreak, all of it essential, all of it worthy, all of it eternal. This kind of love doesn't come from making the right choices. It comes from making your choices right by fully owning them. It comes from saying yes to your life so completely that even the hard parts become beautiful. As you go about your day after watching this, the idea of eternal return will follow you. It will whisper in your ear during mundane moments. How would you live this if it were forever? It will make you question your habits. Is this how you want to spend eternity? It will challenge your relationships. If every interaction with this person repeated forever, would you change how you treat them? But most importantly, it will remind you of a simple truth. Your life isn't waiting to begin. It isn't a rough draft. It isn't a practice run. This is it. this moment, this breath, this choice, and it's all eternal. What will you do with your forever? If this video made you think, really think about how you're living your moments, then our paths crossing wasn't by chance. Share in the comments one moment from your life you'd willingly live again eternally. Not the obvious choices like weddings or graduations, but something smaller, something real. Maybe it's a quiet morning with coffee watching the sunrise, or a laugh you shared with a stranger on the train. These are the threads that weave the tapestry of our eternal return. Subscribe if you want to explore more ideas that will change how you see your life. Not just philosophy, but wisdom that transforms how you live each moment. Until next time, remember, you're already in your eternal return. Make it beautiful.